Welcome to my channel. I am the Pink Flamingo. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you are a new subscriber and a returning subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We will be getting into a royal reading. Before we do so, I just wanted to give a heads up to the celebrity squad. I will be dropping a couple of celebrity readings, so be on the lookout for those. So let's get back into the royal reading. So we're going to be reading about Lady Gabriella Kingston, formerly known as Lady Gabriella Windsor. Now, Lady Gabriella is the widow of the late Thomas Kingston. So I've decided to do a reading on Lady Gabriella and see what it is that she knows, how she feels around this situation with Princess Catherine and the unfortunate situation of her husband's demise. So we're going to get right into it. Now, Lady Gabriella, from what I read, she married Thomas Kingston, I believe, 2019. So it's definitely been kind of somewhat a short marriage. And unfortunately, he lost his life. So my heart does go out to her. I'm sure no one gets married with the thought of losing your husband in just a few years. So I can only imagine what it is that she's struggling with or how she's feeling currently. So hopefully she's around good people and she has a good support system, because this is definitely a very, very tragic situation. So I'm going to get right into my cards, and I kind of want to take the temperature on some of the things that were rumored about Lady Gabriella and Thomas Kingston's marriage. At the time, they were saying that they weren't living together, they were somewhat separated. And I'm just curious to know what comes out of the oracle when it comes to them as a married couple, and see what it is that we can find out about Lady Gabriella and her husband. All right, Spirit. So we're going to go in and I'm going to do some shuffling. And I just want to know about Lady Gabriella and the late Thomas Kingston, and what that marriage was like before his untimely death, and see what it is that we can, well, we found out 2 cards here. Oh, wow. Okay, what else, Spirit? Oh, wow. What else about this marriage? And I'm going to go into my other oracle deck and see if I can find anything else. Well, I'll take one more other card for this. Let's see here what we can find out about Lady Gabriella and the late Thomas Kingston. Oh, 2 cards flipped. Okay. I'm going to my other oracle deck here just to see if we get any cards that are similar. All right. Lady Gabriella and Thomas Kingston. What was this marriage like before his death? Pull a couple cards out of here. Lady Gabriella and Thomas Kingston. All right. I think I have enough. Okay. So there's a lot. Oh, this is going to be juicy. All right. We're starting off, guys. We're starting off. All right. So I got a few cards because I wanted to kind of see what this marriage was like before this situation. So what I'm getting here is this marriage was somewhat on the rocks. It doesn't look like it was very healthy, okay? Um, I got the chasing card for this marriage. So what it's giving here is the pursuit, the toxicity, and the resilience. So it might not be toxic in terms of, DV or anything of that nature. But sometimes when a relationship is toxic, it's more so two people trying to glue something together, and it simply just does not work, right? There are couples out there, they'll stay in a marriage and they'll kind of force it, and they know deep down inside they don't get along. It's like everything is an argument. They'll sit at the dinner table, it's an argument. They wake up and have coffee, it's an argument. Just nothing goes, nothing feels right. But for whatever reason, they'll stick together, and maybe they'll hold it together based on image, family, whatever that is. And the energy I'm picking up from this is that they tried really hard to uphold like this image. And Lady Gabriella might have been doing some chasing in terms of maybe Thomas wasn't necessarily a great husband, but she might have been the one pursuing. I got the emotional storm for them, the turmoil, unstable, and affected. So they definitely had their struggles. So there's no doubt about it. They did not have a peaceful home. Whether or not they were even in the same home, that's probably up for debate. But right now, what Spirit is giving is they had a very rocky situation. Definitely not smooth. Along with the chasing, she was busy chasing him, and he was chasing thrills. The excitement and the good time, chasing thrills. Now, Spirit gave me the beauty card for Lady Gabriella. Charming, graceful, and kind-hearted. So this is who she is as a lady. But unfortunately, sometimes a woman can be beautiful. She can be kind-hearted. She can be graceful. And that simply just does not stop men or their partners from doing this, right? And this is not every man, but in her situation, this was the man she was married to, and this was somewhat her outcome. So she was all these things: beautiful, charming, kind-hearted, but that did not stop Thomas from wanting to chase thrills. Now, I wonder if some of these meetings that they were saying where William and him were out and about at the bars, if this was a lot of what he was doing with William, not sure. But Spirit is saying they had their breaking point. The limit, the final straw, and the overwhelmed. So something definitely broke them apart. They had their struggle. So they probably more than likely were separated for a little bit. Then I got the 1-day card, which is someday, somewhere, another time. So they both had it in their mind that they, as a married couple, wanted to get back at some point. They had their breaking point, but one day, somewhere, another time, we'll try to figure this out. Spirit is saying that this is what happened. They were withdrawn from each other. They were living single, lonely, solitary. And more than likely at this point, from what I'm getting in the other oracle, Lady Gabriella might have been practicing self-love, focusing on herself, loving you, taking back control, and finally being happy. You know, it's not very easy when you have a partner and they're out there and this is what they're giving you, the chasing of the thrills. It does a lot to a woman's ego, her self-confidence, because you can be all these things, beautiful, graceful, charming, kind-hearted, and still it does destroy your ego, your self-esteem. So she worked on herself, is what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, which in the other oracle, which is the same card as another oracle deck, which is the thrills, Spirit is saying the distractions were there for Thomas. The temptations, always busy, kept you waiting. And like I was just saying to you all, the envy. This is Lady Gabriella. She was filled with envy towards this other woman. It was a hater, spiteful, and jealousy. This is who she was. Right? So, of course, when you get to that point, you got to start doing a lot of this. Because it's not really the other woman, it's really the man or your partner that you're with. Spirit is saying reconciliation. So they did get back together. They were resolving their issues and trying to work it out as a married couple towards the end. But Spirit gave me who it was. It was an ex. So there was some ex-partner of his, unfaithful, love triangle, ex in question. So it could be very well not even an ex. It could just be a love triangle. But it could be an ex also. So this is the clue that Spirit is giving me in terms of who the person is that he might have been stepping out with and entertaining while he was married. So basically, he was entertaining someone else, more than likely an ex-girlfriend from the past. Now, I'm not going to start the rumor and say it's Pippa because, you know, people like to throw everything on Pippa. But, you know, a man of his stature and what he looks like and getting women, I'm sure he's had many ex-girlfriends. So who's to tell who the ex is? But Spirit is letting us know it was an ex-girlfriend and this was their struggle in their marriage. So it seemed like towards the end, they kind of did try to get back together. But of course, they went through a lot as a couple. And maybe that's why Lady Gabriella and him didn't have children, maybe. Because I don't think they had children. And that might have been the reason why. Sometimes when a woman is going through something like this, she kind of pumps the brakes on the idea of children because she's not really sure future-wise if it's going to last. So I know they don't have children, and I know there were rumors kind of spreading about infertility, but maybe that's not even the case. Maybe it was just all that commotion in their marriage somewhat that made her not want to have children, which I think is fair. I think if you and your husband are having issues, maybe children are the last thing that you want to bring into that situation. So it's pretty understandable. Just fixing my cards here. Give me a second. So that's what I have for Lady Gabriella and her marriage to Thomas. They had their struggles. There was definitely some love triangle and a struggle. Okay, so what I want to see, what I can find in my other deck is her energy towards Prince William. Of course, there's been the rumor that Prince William has something to do with her husband's death. And I'm sure even though they had their struggles as a married couple, I'm sure she still did not want anything to happen to her husband. They clearly didn't go and get a divorce. So they must have loved each other. And it happens in a lot of marriages. Sometimes there's infidelity and people end up getting back together and solving their issues. And I did see reconciliation in the cards for them. So I'm sure at the time she was probably working on her marriage to Thomas when this happened. So I can only imagine how she must have felt after feeling like maybe they had a second chance and then this happens. So I'm going to search in these cards and see what I can find in terms of her energy towards Prince William. How does she feel about him? Just making sure none of my cards are flipped. All right, Spirit, give me some cards for Lady Gabriella's energy towards Prince William. Lady Gabriella's energy towards Prince William. How does she feel about Prince William? Lady Gabriella? Oh, wow. Lady Gabriella and Prince William. What's her energy? Just a couple cards. Lady Gabriella, Prince William energy. What's in this energy, Spirit? Lady Gabriella. How does she feel about? Wow. Okay, that's enough. So I got the lust. Cards are jumping. I'm trying my best to not make them jump like this. Hopefully they don't end up on the floor. But we got the lust card, right? Which is the card Harry used to describe William. Basically, Lady Gabriella, she thinks he's greedy. He'll do whatever it takes by any means, and she says he's inconsiderate. So she gave me the lust card to describe how she feels, or her energy did. It gave me the lust card to describe her feelings towards William currently. So basically what she's saying is he's a greedy, you know what? He'll get anything done by any means, and he's inconsiderate. She also gave me the running card, which could be a representation of both of her and his energy. Basically, she could be running to escape from what it is that she thinks he's capable of. So maybe she's fearful currently. I do know that they were saying that she did move back in with her parents at some point. So she moved in with Prince and Princess of Michael of Kent. I believe that's the title for her parents. So that could be her escape, feeling uncomfortable, feeling uneasy, and just wanting to make sure she's safe. So now she's back home with her parents. That's her escape. But she also could be representing this card with William's energy, saying that denial and excuses, what you did to my husband, excuses, and denial. I know you did something. She also gave me, her energy also gave me the card of healing, which is appropriate for her currently, because when a woman has lost her husband and you do have to move on with your life, the only thing you can do is heal at that point. So I got the self-care, the introspection, and the meditation. So meditation sometimes, as some people would like to consider it, is a form of prayer. So maybe Lady Gabriella, I'm not sure what her faith is, but maybe right now she's holding on to her faith, prayer, just trying her best to heal from the loss of her husband. Even though they had a rocky relationship, I'm sure this is not how she expected to say her goodbyes. Very sad. So that is her energy towards William. What I'm picking up is she thinks William is a bit responsible for what happened to her husband. I'm also going to see energy-wise what I can find in these cards in terms of her energy with William, if there's anything else. Princess, well, I keep calling her Princess. Well, her mother is Princess. Lady Gabriella Kingston. What's her energy towards Prince William? Anything around this energy? Lady Gabriella. Lady Gabriella, William, Prince William, Lady Gabriella, Prince William, and the energy. What's in the energy? Lady Gabriella, oh, hold on. I got something flipped. I don't know if that flipped while I was shuffling but I got a stress card, but I'll leave it be. It could have flipped while I didn't notice, but we'll just leave that be. Okay, so Lady Gabriella and William, what's in this energy here? Spirit. Lady Gabriella and William's energy. Oh, excuse me. One fell on my floor. Just a second. Okay. Okay. So I'll pull one last card. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just going to move my chair up a little. Just so. Okay, so what I got is commitment, gluttony, introvert, right, and blind, and marionette. So with the commitment situation, obstruction and binding and contract is coming up in her energy. So more than likely what this is referring to is not necessarily like a marriage commitment, but what she could be thinking is that there was some contract that was being made, or some contract between her husband and William, or there was somebody contracted to do this to her husband. What I'm getting is with the gluttony, the craving, the exceed and the greed is basically the same card that returned here. As you can see, greed is on here. And then the greed is also right here. So I'm picking up that there could be money, some kind of money business dealings as well. But she's referencing some form of greed on his end. Not sure what that's about. I got the introvert, the privacy, the separate online community. I believe the online community does not apply, but the introvert could be her energy currently, where she's saying, I need my privacy. And I've separated somewhat from like the royal family, which could be a possibility that she's not really trying to do anything with the royal family, because I did see somewhere that I guess that William recently had a garden party and her parents did not even attend. So there's something about this situation where it looks like they are no longer wanting anything to do with the royals. And based on what I pulled out of the vibe deck, it seems like she's somewhat giving the energy that she's blaming William for something. I got the right card. Now, with the right card, ceremony, mystery, and magic. What I'm getting from this card is the mystery. There's mystery behind Thomas Kingston's death. With the blind, what she's saying is right now, this is how she feels. This is how maybe the world is in terms of how they're looking at William. She's saying, this is awkward. I don't want to be around him. It's awkward. There is the unknown. She's saying vision problems. Nobody's seeing this clearly for what it is. That's the energy I'm picking up with the blind card. So she's basically saying, this is awkward. I don't want to be around the royals. This is uncomfortable. I'm battling right now with the unknown. I know what I know, but maybe I can't prove it because it's a mystery. I don't have all the pieces together. It's a mystery. But I more than likely know this was contracted. And what I get with the marionette card is the dictatorship. Her basically giving off the energy of, I know who this is coming from, someone of authority. Dictatorship. Dictatorship created this contract on my husband. And as you can see in the photo, there's all these somewhat like wires or strings or cords, and this person is trying to fight it. They're trying to break free of it. The control factor. The dictatorship, the control, the authority someone has just to put this out and say, hey, this is what I want done. Get it done. So in her mind, what I'm getting is she doesn't even think that this was something deliberately done by William. She thinks that this was contracted. Okay, so that's what I got based on this and this energy. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask a deliberate question, a direct question in my deck. And this deck is a yes and no tarot. So I have yes and no symbols on the sides here. I'll just show you. See, so when a card comes up, it'll be either yes or no or maybe, but I don't feel like necessarily shuffling a bunch of tarot cards and trying to read them when we can just get a yes or no answer. And I'm very curious to know if Lady Gabriella thought or knew that Thomas might have been helping Catherine in some kind of way out of her situation. It seems like some of this stuff could be about Catherine, but I'm also picking up a money energy because the greed is coming up in two different oracle decks. So I don't know if they were doing business and she felt that Thomas was doing business with William and William was a greedy individual. I don't know, but it's giving a bit of finance, money, which I did see when I did the nanny energy around Thomas Kingston. I had gotten the cryptocurrency, which is a form of, what is that? Someone in the financial business, stocks and stuff of that nature. So I don't know exactly what he is in terms of career, what he was in, but I do know he was somewhat in the finance industry. So I'm not sure. I mean, the financial industry. So I don't know if they decided to do some of that. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle up and I'm going to see what card I can get in terms of whether Thomas was actually helping Catherine. And this will be a straight yes or no. Okay, Spirit, I need an answer. We've been getting a lot of runaway and things of that nature when it comes to Princess Catherine of Wales. Oh, wow. Okay. It's a yes. Before I can even finish, Spirit, just let me know. Yes. So he was helping Catherine. Wow. I wasn't expecting it to fall out like that. But energy has its way of connecting. I'm going to ask Lady Gabrielle, what was her, what did she hear about William and Princess Catherine's marriage? What did she know? What did Catherine complain about at the time to Thomas? Because I'm sure, you know, husband and wife, they had their issues, but I'm sure he must have said things. And maybe the greed might not even be towards their business. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, what if Thomas was actually helping Catherine stash money as a way to get away? And that's why the greed card is coming up, as if not Princess, but Lady Gabriella thinks that William is just this disgusting kind of human being where he wouldn't allow Catherine to get away with any money. I don't know if Thomas was helping her move around money somehow, and that could have been the issue, and she may have needed money to kind of make a break for it. So that's what I'm getting so far. I got the yes card, as you all seen, so he was helping her. All right. What can you tell me about Princess Catherine and Prince William's marriage? What did Lady Gabriella know? What did Thomas tell her? What was this marriage like? What did she hear? Any other cards? And then I'll pull from another deck. What was the energy here? What did Thomas tell his wife about this marriage when he was helping? What did he tell his wife? Did she know much, or she just knew he was helping? What did she hear about William? Wow. What else? William. Wow. Okay, I'll pull one last card. But these cards are really coming up. Okay. See what this is. Okay, so I got nonchalant. I got periodically checks into the relationship, expects things to flow, but does not put in effort. Inattentive, careless, little time and effort. So this is what Catherine was basically saying to Thomas about her marriage. to William. He was not attentive. He was not taking care of her. He was not paying attention to her. He was pretty much ignoring her. I got 1 foot in, partially committed, part-time lover, comes around when it's convenient. Fear of being hurt, doesn't want to be or feel alone. So basically, she felt used. She felt like her husband was a part-time lover. And of course, with all the other things that we've learned about this marriage, this is the stuff that she must have been telling Thomas, that he's not committed. He got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And we know about Rose. So it would make all the sense in the world why 1 foot would be in and 1 foot would be out. I'm also getting remember. Has a soft spot for an ex, regardless of new person in their life. Feels jealous of ex moving on faster than they did. So what I think this card represents is not so much Rose, but Princess Catherine also had an issue with Jekka Craig. If you haven't watched that video, go check that out. But William has even been trying to show up to Jekka Craig's. He showed up to Jekka Craig's wedding. And that was very odd because Jekka Craig is his ex-girlfriend. So it's like, why would you show up to this woman's wedding? It was very weird. So I get why this card's coming up for William. So this must have been complaints that she told Thomas. It seems like her and Thomas had a friendship and she was periodically going to him and saying things to him. Like, oh, do you know he's trying to go to Jekka's wedding? So what I'm thinking now, based on the cards that are coming up, this wasn't something where she just started opening up to him within maybe like a year or two. It seems like they were friends for a few years. Because that Jekka Craig wedding was a little while back. So more than likely, since Pippa was dating him, which I don't remember how long ago that was, I know he started dating Lady Gabriella, I think, in 2018. So maybe him and Pippa are a little further back, not sure, but it seems like they've been friends for a little while. Now here's what the problem is. Laser focus, closed off from distraction, and only has their eye on one person or things, all set on their choices and decision. So I'll repeat that just in case it didn't come out right. Closed off from distractions and only has their eye on one person or thing, all set on their choices and decisions. So basically what this card is giving me with the laser focused is, after complaining about Jekka Craig, Catherine was also complaining about Rose. That he had laser focused vision for Rose. He's closed off from any distraction. He got his eyes set on one thing and one thing only. Set on his choices and his decisions. Decisions that were outside of his marriage to Catherine. Because as you see here, he had 1 foot out. He wasn't in this marriage anymore. So Catherine was making the decision to leave, as she should. If someone is not paying attention to you, and then on top of the other things that we're learning about with the toxicness and the alleged DV, yeah, I think she was doing the right thing. I think she was doing the right thing by getting up and going. For her children's sake and for her sake. And what other stuff I found out with the living in Vegas, all of that was way too much. It seemed like it was a burden. And it seems like Lady Gabriella knew about this. And this is why Lady Gabriella has that mystery around her husband's death. And maybe this is why she's referring to him as greedy. Because He didn't want to be with Catherine, but he didn't want to give Catherine what she deserved. He was being selfish. So instead of letting Catherine go, he wanted to still hold on maybe to possessions and whatever money that she could take. And a lot of times when some people are somewhat narcissistic or they are part of that DV type situation, a lot of those people are controlling. And when that situation happens, they want to hold all the materials. They don't believe in giving their partner a way out. He didn't believe in giving her anything. He felt probably that everything that she got came from the royal family and is going to stay in the royal family. Instead of just saying, you know what, Catherine, you can go. Here's what I'll give you. Just go. So I can focus on this laser focus that I got on Rose. You should move on with your life. I have nothing to give you. It's unfair for me to somewhat hold you here. It's unfair for you to try to figure out how life will be without the royal money and how you'll take care of the children. I want to be greedy. I want to hold the children here. I want to hold the wealth here. I want to give you nothing. I just want you to go packing. Or I don't even want you to go packing. I want you to put up with all the bull crap I'm doing and you just sit there quiet and take it. And maybe that is why Lady Gabriella says he's greedy and inconsiderate, because her energy gave me the greedy card twice. So this is what she knew about the marriage, and I've only pulled 4 cards out of the deck. I'm sure there's more. And I'm sure she knew about the alleged DV. And as you guys seen with the card that I pulled, before I could even finish just talking about it, Spirit dropped the card immediately. That yes, Thomas was helping her. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to see what Lady Gabriella's parents feel towards William based on the kind of man they think he is, because they did not show up to his garden party. So I want to know what energy they have towards William. I'm sure Lady Gabriella has told them everything she knows, and that's more than likely why they did not show up to this garden party that they were invited to. Princess and Prince of Kent did not show up. They declined their invitation. That's basically the rumor, allegedly. So I'm going to see what Princess and Prince of Kent feel towards Prince William right now. What they think of him as. After knowing their daughter has to go through such tragedy, and I'm sure the parents are just, at their age, especially being elderly, having to pick up their daughter and carry her through such despair. I can't imagine what that feels like for her to have to move back in at her age and kind of just throw these burdens on her elderly parents somewhat. Okay, what's the energy here towards the princess, and the Prince of Kent towards Prince William? They didn't end up going to this garden party. Any cards you can give me, Spirit, on this? What's the energy? What they think about this man currently? Okay. So the longing and the missing you card, missing you, wanting you back, I don't believe that is necessarily having to do with their energy towards William, but it's sitting around the energy because this is what their daughter is feeling right now. So to them, they're dealing with a tragedy. So their energy right now, what I'm picking up is we're angry, we're upset because this is what my daughter wants. My daughter is longing to be back with her husband. She's missing him. She's wanting him back. And as parents, there's nothing we can do. We can't fix this. We have all the money. We can buy her whatever we want. But this is the one thing we can't give her back. And maybe he wasn't the best husband in terms of stepping out on her. But that's not my place to judge. But maybe there were other things that she loved about him. And of course, we just can't blame Thomas for everything because we obviously don't know what transpired between them as a couple. Sometimes people are both equally at fault. So, but nonetheless, in her energy and the parents' energy, it seems like they're broken that Thomas is gone. And this is what they want for their daughter. They know that she is longing for him. I got the third eye, the aligning, the awakening, the aware, the revelations, and going through the portals. So the third eye represents awareness. So what I'm getting with this card is the parents know what William did. So it's almost like we don't got to investigate. We don't got to do nothing. We know William did this. We know he is very much so capable of this. I got the sacrifice card. The more you sacrifice, the more you get. Sacrificing too much of yourself for others. In other words, what they're saying with this energy is Thomas. Thomas was the kind of person, he was sacrificing himself to help Catherine. And what Spirit is saying, the sacrificing too much of yourself for others. You can read that just on the bottom there. So even though sacrificing, the more you get, doesn't apply for him, it's the latter that does, which is he sacrificed himself way too much. So that's coming up in the energy. What I'm getting is disappointments when it comes to their energy. They're disappointed in William. It's almost as if maybe, I don't know if they had a close relationship with William. If William is inviting them to a garden party, they may have known William since he was a young child, of course. They're part of the royal family. I don't know if they were loving to William. I don't know if they spent Christmases with William and all kinds of different things when he was a child. And this is why they're disappointed. It's almost like after all we've done for you, all the support we've given you through the years, this is how you repay us. This is how you repay us. You put our daughter in this position because of your selfishness. It doesn't matter how many times you invite us out. It doesn't matter that you show up to his funeral. We don't care. This is how we feel about you. You're a disappointment. We expected you to be a better man. So that's what I got for their energy as parents. I'm going to do a quick oracle drop and see what I can find in the energy and see what she believes or what she knows about this stuff. What she knows about Catherine's disappearance, if she knows anything currently, or if there's anything she knows about just her family in general, the royals. So I'm going to go through and shuffle up a bit and see what I can find for Lady Gabriella, what she thinks about her husband, what she thinks William did or any of that, and see what kind of cards we can get. Although we do have a very strong read in terms of the contract and all that other stuff and the mystery, which she's pretty much straightforward saying through the cards, yeah, William has something to do with this. And now we have disappointment and the parents saying my daughter is longing to be with a man and I can't replace him. I can't give her what it is that she wants. So I pretty much think they already know William's responsible. But I'm going to shuffle up and see if they know what happened to Catherine. They've heard anything, seen anything. See what falls out of this particular oracle deck. All right, Spirit, is there anything we should know that the Prince or Princess of Kent know, or Lady Gabriella? What's in their energy? What do they know about Catherine's disappearance or Thomas's death currently? Anything we should know? Anything they know? Struggle, falls person. Wow. What else, Spirit? Revenge. What else? Assassination, mind control. Oh my gosh. All right, couple more cards, Spirit. What do they know? What do they know about this situation? Thomas Kingston, Catherine. They gave a lot. Thomas Kingston, Catherine. Princess Catherine, what do they know? What does Lady Gabriella know? What do her parents know about this? Lady Gabriella's energy. Is there anything else there? Princess and Prince Micheal of Kent. What do they know? Anything they know? Water again. Well, this is weakness, private property, blackmail, accomplice, partner in crime, cult, travel, and their intuition. Oh dear. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot, and a whole bunch of stuff fell out in the last minute. Okay. Guys, this deck. So what I got struggle. So that night that everybody has in question, we're getting a struggle. There might have been a struggle for Catherine at that private property, but the private property could be both things. There could be a private property as in their home and the struggle that happened for Kingston. So it could apply in both ways. It could be Catherine that's had the struggle with Prince William, or it could be their son who had the struggle. But what I'm getting is private property and struggle, right? I'm also getting a witness. The witness I'm getting is more than likely Catherine's situation. That whatever happened to Catherine, somebody witnessed this, which is the same situation I got in the nanny's energy. I got the card of the witness as well with the nanny. We're back to the water again. So there's something to do with water. Okay, we had, what was it? Underwater last time. Now we got water again. Just water in general. I got false person. So it's either somebody was pretending to be someone and somehow as this is something to do with Thomas Kingston, someone faked their identity to get onto their property, or the fake person they're referencing is who we've been seeing as the person pretending to be Catherine. Maybe they're thinking Like some people say with this cloning stuff that they're about to give us a fake person. I don't know. But fake person is coming up in their energy. I got the mind control. It is back again. This came up in Harry's energy. With the mind control, it doesn't literally have to be hypnosis or mind control. It could be a coma. It could be, as some people are saying, a clone of some sort. Who knows if that's something you think. I had a commenter say today that clones are in water and they take a little while. I haven't researched clones, don't know much about them. I do believe they are a real thing, but I'll leave it up to you to decide. Accomplice, a partner in crime, which goes with the assassination. The Thomas Kingston, this is what they're thinking, that he was assassinated, allegedly. Partner in crime. This is what we got out of this particular oracle deck. If I can see if I can find it, if I somehow just put it on the top. Maybe I did not. Let's see here. The contract. Now we're somewhat getting something like that again. The assassination. Not done alone. Accomplice, partner in crime. Shaking on this. Contract. Let's make this happen. The stupid travel again. I swear, at this point, everyone needs to block off an airport, okay? William is leaving, okay? If it's not the secret trip, it's going to be the travel. And this is the first time I got the travel, but I usually get the secret trip. We got the cult. Cult energy for the people who believe in the cult and the symbolism of stuff like this. You know, am I shocked this is coming up in their energy? No. Princess Diana kind of said something similar to this years ago. They're saying their intuition. They don't have proof, but they're going off of their intuition. They know what they know. They know what happened to their son. They're using their intuition. And everything is pointing to the assassination. They're saying this is out of revenge. And they're saying blackmail. People are being paid to shut up about Catherine's situation as well as Thomas's situation. So I'll go through the cards very quickly. The struggle. This could be representation of both. The struggle for Catherine, maybe that night. Private property, which is their home. Private property, where Catherine was staying. Struggle. There was a witness that saw everything and what happened to Catherine. Mind control. Either it's representing the coma. This came out in Harry's energy, like I stated. You guys can make with that whatever you will. Coma, hypnosis, clone, whatever you think. Spirit is definitely representing something of the mind. Something is going to be something about Catherine's mind. There's a change. Something is not the same. We're back to the water again. I did have a commenter state that Catherine likes to swim underwater. I did find the footage of her swimming underwater, but at this point, I don't know what it means. If it's really referencing her swimming and being well while swimming and having a great time, or if we're really talking about some water stuff at this point, because now it's back. in a different card. We did the underwater last read. If anyone has not seen that reading, go check it out. That came up in Pippa Middleton's energy. Now the water is returning again in Lady Gabriella and her parents' energy. We got the blackmail. We paying money to shut people up. We got accomplices. We're shaking on this. We're making contracts. I need this done. Perhaps who we're about to see might be a fake person. If it ain't Catherine, it might be someone that's not Catherine that might come back pretending to be Catherine. Or this could be a representation of the person that showed up to their property. But they're letting us know in spirit, there is a false person in this. Either the person that showed up to a property is false, or the woman coming back is false. Or another option is the AI and the person that they've been putting out in the media is a false person. But they're definitely letting us know, energy-wise, there is a false person around this. The revenge, I don't know if I stated that one. We know the revenge has to do with William, his bitterness, him not wanting Catherine to go anywhere, him being upset that Thomas helped. And this is what caused Thomas to be in this situation. And that's why let me see if I can find the card. And this is why this is why Lady Gabriella's parents said the sacrifice that he made. Sacrifice too much of yourself for others there, Thomas. Just too much of yourself. Revenge. How dare you? How dare you? All this time, because as we can see in the first Oracle deck on the marriage situation, they were having problems. Lady Gabriella and her husband, Thomas, were having issues. So more than likely, he was going out with William, having a good time, having drinks. So even though he stepped out on his wife, and they were similar in ways like that, maybe he did not agree with the DV part of it. Perhaps the violent part of it. And that's what made him say, listen, I've done my wife wrong. But throwing hands is not something I do. So I'm willing to help her because no woman deserves that part of it. And he said, yeah, revenge. Spirit is letting you know many times in my readings. This will be his attempt. If this goes all the way left, he already got somewhere to go. Maybe a private island, maybe one of his rich friends own, and he can sit on it. Oh, but he's going to travel. If this goes bad, he's going to travel. He's going to get up and leave everything. So that will be my read. Hopefully you all have got something from this Oracle drop. I didn't expect to get all these cards that just fell out at once. You never know with the shuffle. That's why it take a little while to shuffle, because sometimes I'll shuffle that thing and then out of nowhere, it all fall out. The entire story. So thank you all for stopping by the channel and viewing this read. And I will be back with another read. We are going to do Catherine, like I stated, and the night that the ambulance was called to that property, that private property. And we're going to see what we can get out of the Oracle. It won't be right now. It might be in the next few days. I want to make sure I'm in the right headspace to do that. And I don't have a lot of client readings or anything that day. But I definitely will be uploading that for you all. So if you are not a subscriber, I would recommend you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can look out for that reading. And for the people who do like celebrity stuff, I will be coming out with some pop culture celebrity stuff for some of my celebrity squad who enjoy that stuff. So for the celebrity squad. So please like, share, subscribe. And until next time, bye bye.